Hey folks, Würfel here, and today I want to talk with you about Squishmolds and especially how you can easily reproduce your Squishmolds. The normal way to make Squishmolds, as explained in my tutorial, you take some clay and mold a lid piece in a cone shape like this, add it to your die to the appropriate face you want to have there, and then you cast your mold around it, which leads us to our mold. Then you remove the clay part and pour the lid in, which gives us this lid piece, which ends up in a lot of work because first of all we need to sculpt some clay and make this cone-shaped lid part. Then we need to attach it and make sure that it sits where it needs to sit. In this case, it sits right here, that the seam line is underneath this red ring. So it's a lot of work that you need to put in to make these. And after that, you make the first pour to have the mold, and then you need a second pour to have your lid. So it's also very time consuming. And I want to save up on that. So the idea that I came up with is making molds for these molds. For the lid, it's pretty easy. You place it in a container and then you pour some resin over it, which leads to this piece here. So now I can easily pour some silicone in there and receive a new lid piece. The same is done for this, but in that case I just poured in this resin right to the top here, which leads to this piece. So here I have my master with the lid right attached to it. So now I can just place it in any container that I make my molds in. I use some of the clay just to make it stick to the bottom. And then I pour one piece and the lid piece at the same time. That saves a lot of waiting time. And also you don't need to sculpt the clay part over and over again. The only thing you need to take care of is the transition right here. In the original version, you pour your lid right into your mold, so everything fits perfectly. But here you have a little bit of a new area from this. So to make room for this and don't have any intersecting parts that might make the lid not fit perfect, I just took my knife at a 45-degree angle and added chamfer right at the top here. This makes sure that there's enough room and nothing is hindering the lid from sitting in its resting position. So you make your mold as usual for the first time, and before you use your mold you directly make these two pieces, and then you're ready to go and reproduce your molds very easy and efficient. And I will guarantee you this will save up a lot of time. Also, you can see here are none of the vents included. I use this to make quick and easy molds that I can try on where I can place my vents, how I can model the vents that they work. I also twiggled around with some cuts, so this is a very tough geometry to mold. And to make the release of the model after casting a little bit easier, I decided to split the mold right here in the top area. And this also needed some tests, and this made it so easy because I have one working geometry and I don't need to work on the clay part over and over again. So I hope this will help you out. Also, I now have, I don't know, a huge bunch of these, so making replicated molds from the same die over and over again is also a lot easier now. So I hope this will help you on your further dice making adventures, and thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next one, and until that, happy dice making.